What you're thinking, he's hot. And clairvoyant. That's why I know what you're thinking. In a way, that's...
Tyrus and Greg Gutfeld go off on the absurd new BLM statue in Times Square, a massive figure that's sparking outrage across the country. In this fiery Fox News segment, they expose how woke art is being used to push identity politics instead of unity.
Statue represents America's blue cities, a big hollow gesture that threatens to crush everyday people. Chicago, Oakland, SF, Portland, Seattle, Memphis, you get the idea. So when you hear all the lefty BS about criminal justice reform, think of this statue, because like everything, it's all for show. The Dems aren't looking to make you safer. They're stuck on political theater, singing horribly, filibustering nonsense, flying away to brown-nosed gangbangers, demanding due process for millions of unvetted illegals. So as cops get jumped, we get a 12-foot gargoyle. And the people who suffer, not the elites, it's shopkeepers, subway riders, working women, the same communities the clueless libs claim to help. Hell, if they really want to get people talking, why not sculpt a murder victim? Let's welcome tonight's guest. His act is the reason we don't have him on more often. Comedian Joe Mackey. He was once voted best dressed at a nude beach. Host of Kudlow on Fox Business, Larry Kudlow. MTV gave this woman her start, and a loaf of bread will make her fart. Host of the Kennedy Saves the World podcast, Kennedy. And he causes more old ladies to faint than open casket funerals. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, and former NBA world champion. Joe, in the green room, you told me that the woman in the statue was not fat enough for you. Care to comment?
Greg, that is true. I do love a little bit of junk in the trunk, and there's nothing wrong with that. More of the woman to love. That's yes. What I say. But I will say this. If you wanted to make a statue of a random black woman that hasn't accomplished anything, you could have made one of Michelle Obama. Just teasing.
Wow.
I will say this. I think this is a great piece of art because art is supposed to reflect the times. Here is a large portion of society that doesn't care about actions and results and consequences. All they care about is group identity to make their judgments if an in-group does something good, if an out-group does something bad. And that's, when you understand that lens, you can understand the left very well. That's how Disney can protest Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill and then build a theme park in Abu Dhabi where being gay will get you beheaded because it's who's doing it. It's a non-Western country, so they're the in-group. And it's okay for me to say that because a lot of people on the internet think that I'm trans.
Uh-huh, that is true. Well,
wait, what?
Tyrus loves to kid.
Wait, I thought you were.
No.
No?
So it doesn't count. You know,
not even like a little lowercase t?
I guess Abu Dhabi, I won't be heading there.
I'm getting
Larry
Kudlow.
Kudlow.
I'm getting whiplash.
Sell high Kudlow. Are you surprised defunding the police resulted in more killings?
Yeah, it's a shocking outcome, really. But you know, you think about it, that whole story, George Floyd, the BLM, what changed? What changed exactly? I never understood this.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think this was a racist country to begin with, okay? People will disagree, but I don't think it was a racist. Do we have bad apples? Yes, okay, on all sides. But we were not a racist country. And I don't think that people should forget all the great civil rights legislation that was passed in the last how many decades, particularly the 1960s, and it was enforced. I do think the left has a fixation on everyone's racist. Everybody's, if I don't like it, it's racist. If I don't like you, it's racist. If I don't like you, it's racist. And I think that's utter nonsense. And last thought I had is the left wanted DEI before Trump came in and took it out. DEI, okay? DEI and its ultra affirmative action is probably the most racist thing we've seen in decades.
Yeah.
And helped to spawn all of this anti-Semitism that is occurring on college campuses and other places as well. So I would say it backfired, it was stupid, and it's just the projection of the left, and that the country is completely rejecting what the left is thinking about.
All the Democrats and the woke left ever seem to do is stir up division, manipulate emotions, or spark controversy. This new statue is just another tool in their arsenal. The other two statues in that space represent individuals who actually accomplished something meaningful. But what exactly does this oversized statue of a black woman represent? What achievement is it honoring? It feels less like a tribute and more like a political statement, one rooted in identity politics rather than merit. It's a bizarre way to look at the world and a perfect example of how far the left will go to rewrite the narrative.
Well said. All right, Kennedy. There's so much in that monologue that just shined.
Larry's or yours?
61 out of 80 of the people arrested in Colombia were chicks.
Yeah. That's
Babes.
because, yeah. Why would you?
Honeys, hotties,
Broads.
broads.
Yeah. Why would you, if you were a guy, why would you want to go to college? And if you were going to go to college, why would you want to go to Columbia? You know, it's like, if it's not, and it's not just students who are screaming in your face, it's TAs. It's faculty members. It's the people who actually lord the power over you. You know, it's like you go to a big school like that, the professors aren't the ones who give you grades. It's your TAs who are only a couple years older than you. And if you don't fall in line with their groupthink and their lockstep, and in this case, their goose step, then they're going to fail you. You know, it's like, and it used to be a degree from Columbia was worth something. Now it actually might be better to fail out of the school so you can go somewhere else, so a rational school can throw you a lifeline.
It would be better to go to Colombia, where the hot chicks are, than Colombia.
Because they have big booties and that Bogota booger sugar that everyone loves.
But as for the, I won't be heading to the college. Oh, a little decapitation humor there, Tyrus. Okay.
Don't lose your head, Gutfeld.
So, did we need this study to tell us about the Ferguson effect? Nobody cares.
No, well, let's first of all, I got to speak on the statue because it's all connected. You know, if it wasn't for the Black Lives Matter scam hustle, I don't think it would have inspired a lot of not just black people, but people of color across the country to go, you know what, that doesn't represent me or who I am. It makes no sense. I don't want any part of it. And I think it made people more comfortable with saying, no, I'm going to stand up for character.
Yeah.
You know, not. And the thing about having a statue is you want to honor life achievement. People who have become great, they've shown greatness, or they were courage in a time of travesty or whatever. And that's why you have, you know, they talk about the two white guys. It wasn't Earl and Bob having a Subway sandwich. It was two men of character who just happened to be white, who did something that needed to be remembered and stories told. And the other side is, we just will take any obese, pissed off, hands on their hip, confrontational, because that's most of them are like. So they'll identify with that statue.
Interesting.
Nobody would want that statue made of them. Even if you look like that, you still would not want that statue made like that.
That's true.
No one would want that. You know?
So the actual the saluting of it is like saying you're fine the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, look at the body language alone.
Yeah.
Whoever wants, any man want to come home from a hard day's work and she's at the door like this?
Yeah.
You're just gonna back the truck up and be like, nope, not dealing with this tonight. And that's the problem with the left, is they bank on the racism. They also bank that most of us look like that and have that attitude. And so there's no one's gonna get behind it. No other person. There's no little girl going, Mommy, I wanna be like that statue when I grow up.
Tyrus absolutely nailed it. No one looks at that statue and thinks, that's what I want to be when I grow up. Let's be real. When kids walk by and ask about these statues, they'll see two honoring real accomplishments and one that's clearly there just to check a box for gender and race. Anyone with common sense can see exactly what's going on here. So I want to hear from you. Do you think this statue sends a positive message, or is it just another tool to stir up division and racial tension? Drop a comment, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more truth they don't want you to hear.